बिन्दुत्रिकोणवसुकोणदशारयुग्मं मन्वस्रनागदळसंयुतषोडशारं वृत्तत्रयं च धरणीसदनत्रयं च श्रीचक्रमेतदुदितं परदेवतायाः.
Energy is one word which is an integral part of the universe. This is a word which is commonly used by people. From housewives to scientists, people require energy in one form or the other to perform their respective activities. Energy is such a basic phenomena that even elements like water needs energy to flow, sun needs energy to shine, fire to burn, wind to blow, eggs to hatch, and seeds to germinate. Science can give answers about energy only to a certain extent, beyond which it becomes a mystical phenomena. This is when one can turn to spirituality for an explanation of the mysticity behind energy. Here, Tantra Tattva explains that this phenomena is none other than the ultimate power or Shakti.
The importance of the ultimate power or Shakti was well understood by mankind centuries ago. Shakti was worshipped in different forms across the world, like Amaterasu in Japan, Demeter in Greece, Isis in Egypt, and Devi in India. The Devi is commonly referred to as Sri Lalita, Mahatripura Sundari, Rajarajeshwari, Bala, Shodashi, Kameshwari, and so on. The principles and practice of Devi worship in India is known to be Sri Vidya Upasana and has 10 forms or the Dashamahavidya.
The Dashamahavidya depicts the 10 cosmic powers or the 10 Devis. Among them, Kali and Tara are considered as Mahavidyas or extraordinary Vidyas who need to be owed with perseverance, penance, and renunciation. The ordinary Vidyas, Tripura Sundari, Shodashi, Bhuvaneshwari, Chinnamasta, and Bhairavi, can be worshipped by common people. Bagalamukhi, Matangi, and Kamala, known as Siddha Vidyas or Adept Vidyas, are passed on from preceptor to disciple through Diksha or initiation alone. Dhumavati, also called Alakshmi, is believed to rid poverty. All the 9 deities have their male consorts, but Dhumavati has none.
The 3 ways to practice Sri Vidya are Kadi, Hadi, and Sadi systems. Kadi Vidya is also called Samaya cult or Kundalini Yoga and is traced back to Devyatarva Shishya of Atharvana Veda. It follows Dakshinachara and Sattvic type of worship. Here, Shiva is called Samaya and Shakti Samaya, both being equally potent. The Kadi Vidya, which follows Dakshinamurti tradition, is the most popular method following the lineage of Virinchi, Manu, Agastya, Manmatha, Indra, and Yama. Its mantra starts from the letter Ka, hence the name Kadi. The 15-lettered mantra in Kadi Vidya, also called Panchadashi, is arranged in 3 rows.
Hadi Vidya is also called Kaula Marga, Hamsa Vidya, Sundari Krama, and Vamachara. Here, Rajasic and Tamasic ways of worship are practiced depending upon the seeker's mental plane and comes under High Griva tradition. They follow Panchamakara, which means mantra, that is verse, mudra, that is symbol, Madira, that is liquor, Mamsa, which is meat, and Mithuna, that is copulation. Sadhi Vidya is a mixed path called Tarakrama or Samavirodhini Vidya. This follows both Kadi and Hadi systems and comes under Ananda Bhairava tradition. Sri Chakra Yantra is a path to Sri Vidya practice. The word Sri means beauty, splendor, goodwill, sanctity, and also denotes the abode of Lakshmi or Devi. This is called Yantra Raja, the king of Yantra, as it is believed to maintain equilibrium in creation, maintenance, and dissolution in all the manifested and unmanifested creatures of micro and macrocosm.
Worship of Sri Vidya comprises of Yantra, that is Sri Chakra, Mantra, which is Panchadashi or Shodashi and is the subtle body of Devi, and Tantra or ideology involving ancient practice. The worship of Sri Chakra can fetch pleasure and deliverance to mankind. Sri Lolla Lakshmidhara says, Sri Vidya is originated from Taittiriya Aranyaka and finds its practice similar to yagnas prescribed in the Vedas. Bhaskara Raya is of the opinion that Sri Vidya and Sri Chakra has its roots in Rigveda. Sri Vidyarnava Tantra quotes several Vedic scholars like Kapila, Atri, Vasistha, Sanakasanandana, Bhrigu, Sanat Sujata, Vamadeva, Narada, Gautama, Shuka, Shaunaka, Markandeya, Parasharya, and Shankaracharya, who are believed to have practiced Sri Vidya. Padmapada, Bodha, Girvana, Vidyaranya, and many more followed them.
In ancient times, Sri Vidya was worshipped through tamasic path. It was Shankaracharya who discouraged this type of worship and popularized Sattvic method, that is, Kadi Vidya, which is simple and safe. Even today, people are following Adi Shankara's recommended path of worship. He was known to have established Sri Chakras in several Shakti peethas in India. Sri Chakra Yantra comprises of 9 enclosures juxtaposed one upon another. The outer 3 enclosures denote creation, middle 3 preservation, and the inner 3 dissolution. The intricate design of Sri Chakra has 43 triangles, 24 angles, and 28 triple line junctions known as potential points or marmasthana. The first 5 enclosures denote Shakti or power, and remaining 4 denote Shiva or knowledge. Shiva and Shakti are in communion in such a way that one does not exist without the other, which can be compared to moon and moonlight.
Among the 4 yoga traditions, namely Mantra, Laya, Hatha, and Raja, Laya Yoga seems to be fairly simple. For instance, let us consider music. One can forget himself while rendering or listening to music and can totally get united in the stream of its enchantment and thereby reach the deity of his choice. Sri Muthuswamy Dikshitar, belonging to the 18th century, one of the trinities of Karnatak music, was a great practitioner of Sri Vidya and was a scholar in Veda, Agama or Indology, and Jyotishya or astrology. He composed Kritis or musical compositions by perceiving the deities in a state of trance. Hence his Kritis have lot of subtle powers. Anyone who sings or listens to his Kritis with utmost concentration is bound to reach trance.
Dikshitar was a great scholar of Daivagama, that is, divine Indology. Hence, he strictly adhered to the principles of Agama in composing the notes and lyrics. Thus, when his compositions are rendered, the experience of a singer and listener is inexplicable. Among his several compositions, Kamalamba Navavarana Kritis are connected to Sri Chakra, which follows the traditional Dakshinamurti path of Kadi Vidya. It is believed that Diksha or initiation from a preceptor in utmost secrecy is necessary prior to worship of Sri Vidya. But, fortunately, great scholars like Shankaracharya, Yamunacharya, Lakshmidharacharya, Bhaskararayamukhi, and others brought out the secrecy of principles and practice of Sri Vidya in the form of verses for the benefit of common man.
Lalita Sahasranama, Lalita Trishati, Devi Khadgamala, Bala Panchadashi Shodashi, and Saundarya Lahari form the basis for Kamalamba Navavarana Kritis. These Kritis are composed in accordance with the Puja Vidhana, that is, principles of Sri Chakra worship. It is believed that Lalita Sahasranama was preached by Lord Hayagriva to sage Agastya. Hayagriva is known to be another form of Mahavishnu. Indian music, originated from Samaveda, is said to be an easiest path to attain peace and deliverance, which was repeatedly told by great scholars from yesteryears. Probably keeping this in mind, Muthuswamy Dikshitar has composed these Kamalamba Navavarana Kritis to propagate Sri Vidya practice through music.
From the point of music, we find uniqueness in Dikshitar's compositions. He and his family religiously followed the Asampurna Mela tradition designed by Venkatamakhi, which was based on Vedas. The traditional Kritis of Dikshitar is reproduced by his grandson Ettiyapuram Subbarama Dikshitar in his scholarly treatise Sangeet Sampradaya Pradarshini, comprising of original notes and lyrics with gamaka symbols or musical ornament. Basically, Dikshitar did not incorporate Sangatis and Chaputalas but used Suladi Saptatalas and its derivatives. Dikshitar has cleverly incorporated his mudra or composer's signature Guru Guha and Raga mudras in a meaningful manner. He has beautified the great Kritis in slow tempo, adorning with gamakas and rhetorics, and picturized the ragas in totality.
Muthuswamy Dikshitar's Kamalamba Navavarana Kritis, when sung in their original version, provide the benefits of worshipping the Sri Chakra. The Navavarana Kritis have 9 compositions, with each one denoting an Avarana. Along with the 9, there is one invocatory prayer on Ganapati and a concluding composition called Mangala. Prior to Kamalamba Navavarana Kritis, Dikshitar invokes Ganesha, the Lord of celestial beings who has divine powers. He is worshipped in the beginning as he is the destroyer of all obstructions. He is devoid of love and hatred and hence easily perceived by spiritual seekers. Dikshitar requests the mind to worship the great deity, Lord Vigneshwara, who is known to give the pleasure of music. The Kriti Sri Gananatham Bhajare Indaraga Isha Manohari is set to Tishra Ekatala.
Shri Gananatham Bhajare Chittapara Shakti Yutam Shri Gananatham Bhajare Chittapara Shakti Yutam Shri Gananatham Bhajare Nagaya Sutradharam Nagala
The matrix of 9 avaranas or enclosures of Sri Chakra are Bhupura, Shodashadala Padma, Ashtadala Padma, Chaturdashara, Bahirdashara, Antardashara, Ashtakona, Moola Trikona, and Bindu. Sri Chakra is worshipped in 2 ways. One is beginning from Bindu, concluding with Bhupura, that is, from inside to outside, called Srishti Krama. The other way is in the reverse order, called Samhara Krama. Dikshitar has composed Kamalamba Navavarana Kritis in Samhara Krama, that is, starting from Bhupura and concluding in the Bindu, which also denotes creation to preservation and preservation to dissolution.
Each enclosure of Sri Chakra has a specific name, form, color, primordial syllable, and philosophy. Chakreshwari, the leader of all deities present in that enclosure. Yoginis, the various forms of Mother Goddess who constitute the materialistic world and preside over all aspects of transactional and transcendental world. Mudra deities who invite, purify, and give pleasure to the seeker. Sri Chakra is believed to be the body of the Mother Goddess and each enclosure her form. Hence, the worship of Sri Chakra bestows the grace from Mother Goddess. The first enclosure of Sri Chakra is called Trailokya Mohana Chakra, which is in a square form with 4 entrances in 4 directions. This is also called Bhupura, consisting of 3 lines. The outer white-colored line comprises of 10 siddhis or attainments located in designated places. These siddhis denote the human mind's emotions. The 10 siddhis are:
Anima is believed to take a micro form and denote Shantarasa, that is tranquility. Laghima is known to take a very light form and denote Adbhutarasa, that is wonder. Mahima represents huge size and denote Karunarasa, that is compassion. Ishitva represents lordship and power to regulate in creative manner, denoting Virarasa, that is valor. Vashitva subjugates everything, denotes Hasyarasa, which means humor. Prakamya fulfills all the desires and denote Bhibhatsya Rasa, that is disgust. Bhukti, the power to enjoy attainments, denote Raudra Rasa, that is indignation. Ichha fulfills all desires, denotes Bhayanaka Rasa, that is fear and despondency. Prapti has the power of accepting any challenge and denotes Shringara Rasa, that is romantic mood. Sarvakama Siddhi fulfills every desire and never be in want, denoting Niyati, that is prosperity.
But some schools of thought consider only 8 siddhis. The above siddhis are red in complexion and attired with the crescent moon on their crown. In their right hand they hold the Chintamani, a jewel which can grant any boon, and their left hand shows the symbol of protection. The middle red-colored line has 8 matrikes or deities who represent the primordial syllables. They are believed to keep away the evil elements of the mind. These 8 matrikes are:
Brahmi, the power of Brahma, denotes desire. Maheshwari, the power of Maheshwara, denotes anger. Kaumari, the power of Kartikeya, denotes greed. Vaishnavi, the power of Vishnu, denotes delusion. Varahi, the power of Varaha, denotes pride. Indrani, the power of Indra, denotes envy. Chamundi denotes merit and Lakshmi denotes demerit.
But some schools of thought consider 7 matrikes. Matrikes are of deep blue complexion, wearing red attire, holding lotus in one hand and a bowl of nectar in another. The inner yellow line has 10 mudra shaktis, that is, symbolic powers. The 10 mudra shaktis are
Sarva Sanshobhini, the power that agitates. Sarva Vidravini, the power that drives away everything. Sarvakarshini, the power that fascinates. Sarva Vashankari, the power that subjugates. Sarvonmadini, the power that maddens. Sarva Mahankusha, the power that goads. Sarva Khechari, the power which moves in void. Sarva Bija, the power which is the source. Sarva Yoni, the power that procreates. And Sarva Trikhandini, the power that arouses and sustains power in the devotee.
Mudra Devis have the skin tone of the rising sun, holding a noose and a gourd in their hands. The above 3 lines represent feet, knee, thigh portions, and Mooladhara chakra of human beings. The first enclosure denotes 3 virtual worlds representing attainment, obstruction, and power. It also stands for Srishti or creation. Tripura is the Chakreshwari or leader of this enclosure. All the deities of this enclosure are known as Prakata or manifest yoginis. There are 28 deities in this enclosure. The spiritual secret of this chakra is to control Atma Shakti, that is, the power of consciousness.
Dikshitar in the first Navavarana Kriti says, "Let Kamalamba, who resides in my heart, protect me. She is not only beautiful, but her mind is ever loving with boundless knowledge. She is in the state of eternal bliss, similar to that of Saint Shuka after being preached the Brahmananda. Devi is adorned as the Empress of 3 worlds in Bhupura. Here, the seeker worships in the Jagrata Avaste, that is, waking state. Devi is the mother of Vedas, and the 4 entries of this enclosure represent 4 Vedas. She is believed to have slayed the demon Mahishasura, but in reality, she destroys the demonic nature in human beings."
Tripura Sundari, the sister of Mahavishnu, is also the mother of the divine and desireless commander, Shanmukha. This Kriti is composed in Prathama Vibhakti or nominative case where the seeker prays for power and renunciation. The composition of the first enclosure in the traditional worship of Sri Chakra is in the raga Ananda Bhairavi set to Mishra Ekatala. After the first enclosure, there is a triple girdle. In Dakshinamurti tradition, the girdles are present but not worshipped, whereas the Hayagriva tradition does not include girdles. But Ananda Bhairava tradition has both the girdle and worship.
The second enclosure, Sarvasha Paripuraka Chakra, also called Shodasha Patraka, is believed to fulfill all desires. This is represented by 16 lotus petals, and each petal has a deity known as Gupta or hidden yogini, who are also called Nityakala Devis.
The 16 Nityakala Devis denote the daily lores comprising of Panchabhutas or 5 elements, that is, earth, water, fire, ether, and sky. Panchagnanendriya or 5 sense organs, namely ear, skin, eyes, tongue, nose. Panchakarmendriya or 5 organs of action, being speech, feet, hands, and the 2 excretory organs. The transaction of 5 elements with Panchagnanendriya, Panchakarmendriya, and their mental attributes totals to 16 Nityakala Devis. The 16 Nityakala Devis are
Kama Karshini fascinates desire. Buddhya Karshini fascinates consciousness. Ahankara Karshini for ego. Shabda Karshini for sound. Sparsha Karshini for touch. Rupa Karshini for form. Rasa Karshini for taste. Gandha Karshini for smell. Chitta Karshini for thoughts. Dhairya Karshini for valor. Smritya Karshini for memory. Nama Karshini for name. Bija Karshini for seed. Atma Karshini for selfhood. Amrita Karshini for immortality. And Sharira Karshini for the physical body.
the Chakreshwari of this enclosure is Tripureshi. This chakra represents the part below the navel region and Swadhisthana chakra of the human body. The philosophy of this chakra is to refine one's own desire, knowledge, and physical functions. The Gupta yoginis have 4 arms and 3 eyes. They hold a bow, arrows, a sword, and a shield.
Dikshitar says, the seeker, after worshipping the first enclosure, enters the second in Swapnavasthe, or the state of dream. The whole world is a dream which is Maya, and hence one may mistake a cord to a snake due to ignorance. So, he asked to renunciate the virtual world and worship the real mother, Kamalamba. Devi, with a beautiful lotus-like face, resides in Kamalapuri, being worshipped on either side by Lakshmi and Saraswati. She is the consort of Paramashiva and is worshipped by Durvasa and other saints. She has killed the demon Bhandasura, who represents ego and arrogance in us. So, worshipping her leads to deliverance from all difficulties.
The composition of this chakra is in Dvitiya Vibhakti or objective case, tuned to the raga Shanta Kalyani set to Adi Tala. Dikshitar has composed a palindrome Chitteswara or solfa passage for this composition. That is, we get the same swaras when sung in either way, exhibiting his expertise in composing. The third enclosure of Sri Chakra is Sarva Sankshobhana Chakra, the agitator of all. This has 8 lotus petals with a deity in each petal called Guptatara or more hidden yoginis, also known as Ananga Shaktis. They denote 8 modes of the mind and passions related to lust. The 8 Ananga Shaktis are
Ananga Kusuma, the flower of eros, denotes the power of speech. Ananga Mekhala, the girdle of eros, denotes the power of prehension. Ananga Madana, intoxication of eros, denotes the power of locomotion. Ananga Madanathura, urgency of the intoxication of eros, denotes the power of elimination. Ananga Rekha, the skirting line of eros, denotes the power of pleasurable feelings. Ananga Vegini, the urge of eros, denotes the power of rejection. Ananga Madanankusha, the god of eros, denotes the power of attention. Ananga Malini, the garland of eros, denotes the power of detachment.
the above 8 deities are represented in specific letters in the respective petals, with the Chakreshwari of this enclosure being Tripura Sundari. This chakra denotes navel portion of the human body corresponding to Manipura chakra. The philosophical aspect of this chakra is to control the 8 aspects of desire. Ananga Shaktis hold a sugarcane bow, floral arrows, floral spear, and a lotus in each of their 4 arms.
The seeker enters into the state of Sushuptavasthe or deep sleep in the third Kriti. The singer would enter into an eternal bliss with just a gaze from Devi. She is worshipped by Lord Brahma and Indra along with others. Her grace is known to dispel sorrow and make even a dumb person speak. Devi, the consort of Mahadeva, holds bow and arrows in her hands and is believed to be an ocean of sympathy.
The composition is in Tritiya Vibhakti or instrumental case and composed in the raga Shankara Bharana set to Vilamba Rupaka Tala.
Shri Kamala
The fourth avarana of the Sri Chakra is Sarva Saubhagyadayaka Chakra, the provider of all prosperity. It has 14 blue triangles called Chaturdashara with 14 Sampradaya or conventional yoginis. They represent 14 netherworlds, 14 paths of time, and 14 nadi channels of the human body. The 14 Sampradaya yoginis are
Sarva Sankshobhini, the power that agitates all, represents Alambusha Nadi. Sarva Vidravini, the power that chases, represents Kuhu Nadi. Sarvakarshini, the power that attracts, represents Vishwodhara Nadi. Sarvahladini, the power that gladdens, represents Varana Nadi. Sarva Sammohini, the power that dilutes, represents Hasti Jivha Nadi. Sarva Stambhini, the power that arrests, represents Yashovati Nadi. Sarva Jhrumbini, the power that releases, represents Payasvini Nadi. Sarva Vashankari, the power that subjugates, represents Gandhari Nadi. Sarva Ranjani, the power which delights, represents Pusha Nadi. Sarvonmadini, the power which maddens, represents Shankini Nadi. Sarvartha Sadhini, the power which accomplishes all desires, represents Saraswati Nadi. Sarva Sampatti Purini, the power that provides wealth, represents Ida Nadi. Sarva Mantramayi, made up of mantras, represents Pingala Nadi. Sarva Dvandvakshayankari, the power which dispels duality, represents Sushumna Nadi.
The Chakreshwari of this avarana is Tripuravasini. This chakra represents the abdominal region and Anahata chakra in the human body. The philosophy of this chakra is to acquire pure consciousness. These Sampradaya yoginis carry a bow, arrows, and a sword, all made of fire, and carry a shield called Vahni chakra in each of their 4 arms.
The seeker would be in the state of divine consciousness in the 4th chakra. Here, Goddess Kameshwari, who is devoid of birth and death, is believed to grant wealth and prosperity. She resides in Kamalanagari, which is located in the seeker's heart and rids greed and anger. The primordial sound of Parabrahma is Omkara, while Devi's being Hrinkara. She resides with Mudra Devatas and is devoid of defects and fear. She is of sky blue complexion with a pleasant face. Dikshitar realizes that the world is virtual and only the Mother Goddess is real. Salutations to the Great Mother who brings about the truth in the seeker.
The composition of this enclosure is in Chaturthi Vibhakti or dative case tuned to the raga Kambhoji set to Attatala.